you hold Russia responsible for the rupture of the Nord Stream pipeline?
Let's stick with this, okay?
Well, Mr. President, you need more money for international issues.
There's a lot of important international issues, but we're here to talk about America. Okay, thank you.
We have food at the other end. We have food the other way, right?
Would you describe your relationship and your conversation with Governor DeSantis?
It's totally irrelevant, but I'll answer it, okay? In fact, very fine. He complimented me. He thanked me. This is not about whether or anything having to do with our disagreements politically. Rural economies at the same time. You heard from Secretary Vilsack. Senator, excuse me, I voted you. All kidding aside, he's doing a hell of a job.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. Yesterday, Kevin McCarthy told us he essentially feels that you are holding House Democrats hostage from speaking out about the border crisis because of the way you whip on the House floor. How would you respond to that, and do you believe the border is secure?
Well, I believe that we have to have a secure border, and I think that we are trying to address, the president has a plan to address that.
Do you think it's enough for Democrats to run on in the midterms?
Look, what we don't talk about in Congress and we don't talk about in the media is what's going on with working families in this country. And the truth is that the middle class of this country is falling further and further behind. Wages are not keeping up with inflation.
We just did something about climate change for the first time in decades. That's why we've got to win this as that hurricane bears down on Florida. We got to win in the midterms. We understand that.
Senator Booker, Representative Jackie, are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here to help make this a reality.
And she was on top of mind. I mean, that is not an unusual scenario there.
Karine, I have John Lennon top of mind just about every day, but I'm not looking around for him anywhere.
When you sign a bill for John Lennon as president, then we can have this conversation. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just apologize.
These moments of confusion are happening with the race.
Go ahead.
Excuse me, there are Americans that are watching this that are having concerns. What do you say to that? This is a legitimate question. We need to have some answers.
At the end of the year, what can you tell us about
I'm sorry, somebody was yelling over you, so go ahead.
There are reports that Treasury Secretary Yellen is looking to leave.
It is not your turn to speak.
Does the president believe that in his reference to the late Representative Jackie Walorski, who you have said from the podium numerous times he respects the work that she has done, he'll be meeting with her family to honor her work, does he believe that he handled that reference appropriately? Or is this something that he would like to get back?
Get what? Like to get back what?
And where is Jackie?
Look, I know this is a question that many of you have had. I've answered it multiple times already in this room, and my answer is certainly not going to change. All of you may have views on how I'm answering it, but I am answering the question to the way that he saw it and the way that we see it. We have to remember as well is that, this was an important event today. Sure.
Let me ask you about something else. The president's schedule tonight has him attending a political fundraiser while the storm is hitting the state of Florida. Is it still his intent to go to the fundraiser, or will he stay here at the White House and monitor the building?
So we don't have anything to change, any changes in his schedule. He has been really steadfast and very clear.
Gentleman was top of mind for the president, and her family was expected to be here, and that's what he was thinking about. Why was he looking for her? I'm not trying to be snarky here.
No, I mean, and I'm
between what you're saying and what he said there.
And again, I think people can understand. I think the American people out there who, watch the briefing from time to time, maybe at this moment, will understand when someone is at top of mind. Again, I don't think it's all that unusual to have someone top of mind.
And I think we all totally get why she's top of mind. You've made that case pretty effectively. But I think the confusing part is why, if she and the family is top of mind, does the president think that she's living and in the room?
I don't find that confusing. I mean, I think many people can speak to sometimes when you have someone top of mind, they're a top of mind, exactly that. And it is also, if you put it into the context, it's not like it happened outside of context.
The president hosting the Atlanta Braves today, wondering if you or the president has any thoughts about some of the controversial about the team name, the Braves name, the so-called tomahawk chop. Any thoughts on
So, look, we believe that it's important to have this conversation. And Native American and indigenous voices, they should be at the center of this conversation.
poll actually shows that the president is deeply underwater when it comes to the economy. Is there anything the White House plans to do differently? Do you need to do the midterms are in 44 days? Does there need to be a course
Again, I can't talk about the midterms. No. I'm about to answer your question. Give me a second here. Again, I have to think about the pieces of legislation that we have passed. They are very popular.
In some states, it's below $3.
Jen Psaki says that crime is a huge vulnerability for Democrats. Why would she say that?
So, again, I can't do electoral politics from here, as you know. But I don't agree with your characterization of what she actually said.
If it is a referendum on the president, they will lose, and they know that. They also know that crime is a huge vulnerability for Democrats. I would say one of the biggest vulnerabilities.
Thank you.
Mr. President. Mr. President.
Thank you.
Mr. President.
So the United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. And it is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
Just a curiosity, I know we've asked before, you spoke to several mayors down there. As you've spoken to the governor of the state, why hasn't the president yet?
And as far as the conversation, the president directed me to contact the governor early on.
I just want to return to what Peter had asked about Governor DeSantis. In the past, President Biden, has made calls to governors in situations of natural disasters. Kay Ivey in Alabama, or Asa Hutchinson in Arkansas, or the governor in Texas. Is there any? Can you articulate, I guess, how those determinations are made and why it hasn't been made in this case to have the president call the governor?
Yeah, the president is very focused on making sure that the federal family has the right resources.
But he's made conversations with the mayors, so is there any reason why not the governor?
Again, we have a strong team that's in place supporting the governor right now.
Just a follow-up to that. Normally, presidents call governors or the governors call presidents, but the only thing that really, during hurricanes, the only real question I really want to answer is it in any way the fact that they haven't talked? Is there any way that it's impeded efforts?